Bad on this, nothing feels better. Nothing feels bad on it.
Hi guys, my name is Sandy, if you're new here, and if not, welcome back. I'm happy to be back here sitting on this chair and just shooting another video for you guys. I've been under the bus lately. I haven't been feeling that great. I'm still not feeling that great, but videos and content must be shot. It's been a very long time and I missed you guys, so I hope you guys appreciate this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'd like to hear your opinions on the topics of discussion in today's video. Yeah, today we're going to be shooting a little chit chat, get ready with me. I'm going to be talking about what's been on my mind lately, and I just want to share my university experience with you, why I want to get surgery, and maybe I can get a second opinion as well. When it comes to my university experience, it's my experience. It's not something that's going to be generic to everyone. I'm just hoping that this video can help you take away something, I don't know, that you might find useful, letting you decide what to do with that information. But I will list everything that I used in this video in the description box in case you're interested in getting to know what I used. Let's start by prepping my skin. I got this hydro oil, vitamin E body cream, and my skin has been feeling really dry lately. This does not smell that great. Quick disclaimer, it doesn't smell good at all, but I will say that it definitely does moisturize my skin, so it does the job. So that's what I like to apply first to my skin. Next, I want to go in with my day cream, my Avon Hydrating Sensitive Day Cream with SPF 20. I love this. It smells good. It smells decent. When it comes to skincare, like, it should just smell decent enough for you not to throw up, honestly. But if it does the job, just keep using it. This smells really good. I like to use a generous amount because my skin has been dry, like I said, so I really like to go in there, especially if I'm wearing makeup. So we might as well, you guys know the primer and the foundation I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my illuminating primer from Yardley and my favorite and only ever favorite Maybelline Superstay in the shade Cocoa. Again, everything will be in the description, so you don't have to worry about me not mentioning something. So, uni. Okay, let's just get into this because elephant in the room. So when I went to university, I had high expectations, as I guess anyone would. You know, you're thinking like, oh, this is my big break. This is that moment that is life defining. I'm going to finally get to do the career of my choice. You know, when you place that application in, things don't always go as planned. I'm gonna say that off the bat because I feel like people don't, our teachers, like in high school and all of that, they don't prep us enough about how life doesn't go as planned most of the time. So I want to be the one to let you know, if you're watching this and you are excited, you want to go to uni and all of that, tone it down a bit. It's okay to be excited, but at the same time, do not have expectations, super high expectations that might disappoint you even more in the future. That's what I'm trying to say. Growing up, I always wanted to be a doctor. That was always my first priority because I just felt as though I wanted to be somebody who's useful in society, you know, somebody that is selfless and someone that wants to help people, because in Botswana, like, there is a lot of shortage when it comes to just medical staff. I'm getting on with my primer. there is a shortage when it comes to medical staff, and not everybody is really willing to become a doctor. So I was just that girl, you know. I like my sciences, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be a doctor, okay? This was my my teenage self, you know, building expectations. Expectations take years when you start building. The journey just starts when you're younger and you start like envisioning yourself being this person that's successful, that's doing something that you like. Cool, that was me. That was what I wanted. But also I just felt as though I can't just amount to being a doctor. I also wanted to be a pilot. And at the time, you know, it wasn't really popular for women to be pilots. So when I finally got the chance to like apply and everything, my senior points did not reach the threshold required for me to get into BSc, because at the time there was so many people that applied, over 500 people that applied into BSc, because they have to branch out into like by the way, let's take it back just a bit. I am studying at the University of Botswana. Okay, it's the I guess the biggest university in our country. Yeah, that's all I want to say. It has like one of the best libraries in Africa. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, that's where I'm studying, just so we know. And I want to make another disclaimer. This video is not meant to slander anyone, so I hope you just take it as that's how Sandile's life went. That's how things went. It's not meant to ruin the reputation of the school. It's not meant to ruin anybody's reputation at all. I just want to make that disclaimer, because I know some people, you know, start generalizing and saying, oh, so that's what happens in the University of Botswana. That's no. Let's not do that, please. Yes. So I applied for BSc. That was my first choice. I also applied for aviation school. I believe that one was called Blue Aviation School. And this is all before COVID, right? This is like beginning of 2017. I'm applying. Excited, you know. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna end up doing, you know? I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to be a doctor, and I also did not mind getting into just the finance sector, studying a finance course, right? So that was me, because you have to have options. One thing I'm gonna say is, please do not get into this with this whole mentality that this is the only thing that I'm gonna do, like this is it. Because if you don't get accepted into what you want, you are going to crumble, and you're going to feel like your world is falling apart. And in my case, I had 3 options, like I said, that I had been building and envisioning myself, you know, being in those careers, and I was very comfortable doing any one of those. So yeah, that was me, right? Finance, being a doctor, or being a pilot. That's it. I cannot see myself in any other thing. I also wanted to study chemistry, but in Botswana, like, what are you gonna do with chemistry? Honestly, that was my favorite science. It still is. So I kind of just scraped that out. I'm like, it's not gonna work. People won't appreciate my degree if I go to like BUS and just study chemistry. Like, what am I gonna end up doing, you know? I don't want to be like a pharmacist or something, you know. I applied. First choice BSc, second choice was law, which was just very random. Like, I don't even know why I put that there. And after I submitted my application, I was like, dang, like, I really hope I don't get picked for law, because I'm not interested in doing law at all. My dad is a lawyer. I think one of the other things that was like, maybe just put it in, was because he kept saying like, oh, you could take over my firm, but that's not really the direction that I want to go in. So I don't know why I ended up putting it there. Maybe I was just trying to please that little guilty part of me that wants to please my parents. So yeah. Also, don't live for anyone. Just go ahead and do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be stuck in that career. That's my first advice, tip. So I got accepted into Blue, the aviation school. Guess what? My admission at UB has still not come out. I don't know what I'm being accepted for, so I can't weigh my options. So the deadline to accept that offer in Blue closes at prior to me getting my admission at UB, which means I end up missing out the opportunity to actually go ahead and do aviation. And at the time, I remember speaking to the guy, and he was like, he only has 20 spots, so the first 20 people that do accept the offer will end up filling those spots. And I'm like, man, this is just way too much pressure. I remember I was working at the time. I was just like, this is just way too much pressure. Now I'm feeling the pressure to like really press and get my admission, because I was long when I got the admission. I got it like end of August. By the way, we opened mid-August. I haven't applied for sponsorship. My admission letter was stamped almost 2 months ago, over a month ago. It was like, I believe it was early July, if not end of June, which shows like the slack in the system. Like, they've had my admission this entire time. I could have seen my options. I could have went for aviation. So my first regret, I'm like, so I got into this course. Okay, I'm happy. I'm like, my third option, which is what I'm studying now, computing with finance. I'm like, okay, I got accepted for that course, but what does it really entail? Quick disclaimer, I did not know that I was going to study computer science at all. Like, I could never have imagined myself doing anything other than what I told you. And here I am. When I saw, when I actually received the admission letter, it said Faculty of Science, which didn't quite add up in my head, because I'm like, finance, science? I know that's not right. Something's not right. That's when I decided to inquire about it. And I only figured out once we've already registered and I started the courses, and I looked through all the modules and the courses I'm going to be doing that semester, and I'm like, computer science? Like, what? So I'm thinking like, this is elementary. Okay. No ways, people. Here I am, fourth year, stuck in a course that is primarily computer science more than it is finance. So over the years, what I've been doing is picking electives that contribute towards what I want to do, which is finance, or the finance and accounting sector kind of vibe. So I've done so many electives. When I tell you, people know, like, if you're watching this, you know, I've done so many accounting modules, I've done so many finance modules by myself out of the course, just to make sure that my degree can qualify me to actually just apply directly for a job that has absolutely nothing to do with computer science. Because I tried to change courses and they told me that I remember crying that time. Like, it was the first semester, if not the second semester, out of 8. It's a 4-year course, and I remember crying like, I want to change my course. I felt really stuck in like this dark place, and I'm like, I would have been so happy doing aviation. I could have easily just went for that, but because I wanted to weigh my options, I now had this regret. So I've been carrying this like regret that why didn't I just go for it and try to change if the UB offer was better. That would have been better, being stuck in that course compared to in a course I really just cannot deal with and do not want. I am, somehow I never FD'd, somehow I don't even know, like, I never FD'd, I never took a break. It was hard. It's been a mental push and pull thing, doing programs and courses that I don't like. I'm not even doing the Get Ready With Me anymore, but I'm gonna go and do my eyebrows, and then we'll come and talk about that in a sec. Okay, so let's carry on. I ended up making peace with the fact that I'm doing this course, and God has a plan for me. There's probably a reason why there was literally no way out of this, because the dean had said I would have to reapply as a Form 5 student, reapply again, and obviously when you reapply again, BSc will not accept you, and like it's just there's some of these courses that you cannot, like, you have to get it right the first time. I'm thinking, like, if I actually don't make peace with this course and then end up maybe losing the sponsorship and never being sponsored again, what am I gonna do? Like, so that's why I ended up deciding that it's better for me to just make peace with the course and do my best to graduate. So, you know, now that was the momentum from like my first year. Not to say that the course didn't have finance, it did, but the opportunities that we would get, like for internship and stuff, it's nothing in the finance field, which sucks. So, you know, I end up like everything was smooth sailing. I end up feeling like, oh, I'm doing really well in this course. Great. Until the end of my second year. Oh my god. That was one of the most painful things ever. After so much hard work in keeping a perfect record, I'm not even gonna try and get into like explaining GPA and all. If you guys are interested about that, just comment. I'll do a short separate video explaining that, just to help, you know, you guys understand how that whole shebang works. But what I'll tell you is that basically you're allowed to retake a course twice, which means you've done it the first time and you retook it 2 times, so you've got 3 shots. And it doesn't even matter if you've got a GPA that's like higher, like you're passing it, doing well in other courses, as long as this particular course you fail more than 3 times, like that's it. That's an FD. That's one of the other ways to fail. That's how sometimes you see like even smart people failing, and sometimes they've been struggling with one course that like eliminated them from school. It's not like how banamota like, which is the general public's assumption. Generally you'll be struggling, and I had a course which I was struggling with. I redid it the 3rd time, only passed it in my 4th year, guys. That course was a prerequisite. The thing I hate about our faculty, that course like holds other courses that you can't study without passing that course. So that means you end up doing things in such a haphazard way that it really does mess up with your life. It's such a drag. When I tell you, I had my fair share of crying and struggling because there's not much help. And the other thing with our department, the computer science department, they don't help you. Like, if you're watching this and you do this course, please comment, back me up on this. They don't help. Like, you feel so stranded, you feel so alone in such a big school, and you don't understand why this course doesn't have tutorials. Like, it doesn't make sense. There are courses that are very difficult in computer science and they don't have tutorials. Like, you're stranded. It's just you and the Indian guy on your YouTube. Like, other than that, there's no other help. The lecturers are always preoccupied doing other things. They're not really that helpful. I mean, because of the same people that teach you, you won't get it anyway. You know what I mean? You need a different perspective to understand some of these courses. And it's always difficult because everybody's struggling. It's harder to even find help. And that's what I found most hard about like studying that course. To a point where like last year I took a really, really big hit. I got like really depressed because I started feeling like the walls were closing in on me. Like, I'd be walking in school and just feel so alone, like so stranded. You know, when you get in like a new city, you've never been here before, that like, what do I do, where do I go feeling. That's how I started feeling. And other people would be asking for help from courses I understood very well I could help them, but they couldn't help me in other courses. So I've always felt like very disadvantaged studying this course. It's when I tell you it's been such a struggle, oh my god. It's not even enough to explain like how stressful it has actually been. And people don't understand that. Like with UB, I'm gonna try and talk about things in a detailed manner now. I'm gonna talk about lecturers. I want you to know that not everyone is gonna like you. I'm not saying this for jokes. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everybody is going to like you. I've had my fair share of a lecturer. I have a lecturer who just, I don't know, he just acted so indifferently towards me. Until this day, I don't understand. I remember last year I had a whole altercation with him about missing marks. I had to redo the course. He said that there was a test that I had missed and he didn't want to reset another test for me. And that was the first time I did that course, right? He didn't want to set another test for me, and I had proof like I was sick, and I went to the doctor. I even got a doctor's note and everything. And he said, no, what I'll do is make sure that you're marked out of just that first test and the exam. Cool. I regret believing him because I had to retake the course. He put a 0 in test 2. You guys, was I not in tears thinking about retaking that annoying course with that annoying lecturer? Oh my god. Like, sometimes your failure, my point is sometimes your failure is premeditated by other people. Like, it's not something that you did deliberately. That's one thing I've really experienced. Like, if you had a lot of pride, if you're that person who feels like I can never do no wrong, come off the high horse. UB will put you some lecturers will put you in a fix, and you feel so stuck, like like I don't even know what to do from here, because once the results are out, you cannot fix anything. Like, they'll think it's foul play. And I remember retaking the course with a friend of mine, and it wasn't nice because I genuinely didn't want to do that course again. It's computer science, for heaven's sake. I already hate the course enough. I don't want to be retaking things, you know? So last year, which was my third year, end of third year, this guy, he does something funny again. He doesn't put marks. This time I did everything. It was an assignment because COVID and everything was an assignment. We submitted everything online. I didn't have marks. All my friends had marks, and these things kept happening just to me. Like, and I'm like, do we not share the same lecture, please? What's going on? I had to go to school. I had to report him. I had to go to the dean. You know what he did? He gave me a 50. Let me tell you how I know that was not the right mark. This was an assignment I did with a friend. We submitted, like, when I tell you the same thing, I'm not even joking. He got like an A. That lecturer gave me, he waited till the very last minute knowing I won't be able to change anything, and he put in that mark, and it was a 50. Are you kidding me? I remember like just being like, you know, I really hate this school. I don't understand how some people get like this indifferent treatment. What's going on? Why am I treated like this? Why do these things only seem to be happening to me? And at this point, I just felt like Bollywood. Ever since that moment, I felt like Bollywood because things are happening that aren't supposed to be, you know? Like, you can't even explain to your dad, like, oh, I failed this course because it was hard. It wasn't hard. Like, yes, it was doable, it was hard, but, like, it wasn't impossible. You get what I mean? And I was failing these courses. What? How? Please, someone tell me. So that's what happened. So I'm not graduating because I'm now 2 years behind because of one course. As sad as that is, it's the reality I had to face in varsity. So I want you to be prepared. Know that it's not always going to go your way. I had plans I knew that this year was my graduation year, and that, you know, I'm going to volunteer for a firm or something, win their hearts, and get a good paycheck, and do YouTube at the same time, just live my life. But that's not what happened. That is not what happened for me. So I want you to be prepared. When it comes to friends, you're going to lose friends. Some people are going to fail. Some people are going to change. The pressure they feel at school it's a lot, and some people don't understand the level of stress. Sometimes when you just get from school, you just want to go home and sleep, like, or just stay on your phone and TikTok and just rest, like get away from everything in J, because it's hectic. Yeah, I'm not graduating. I have to apply for extension, which is not even a sure thing. I might get sponsored, I might get it, but if I don't, that means my parents are gonna have to figure out how they're going to be paying for me to go to school and stuff, which is really sad because I have a lot of siblings that need more attention than I do. You know what I mean? I've always been a firstborn, so I know, like, varsity was that breather for my parents, but now it feels like also I have this guilt of, like, now it feels like I'm also just taking everyone like 10 steps backwards because of just unfortunate events that happened. Why I want to get surgery. I know this topic has a lot of stigma around it, but growing up, you know it's real when I say that. Growing up though, there was a point in my life when I started, of course, developing boobs. I've always been the girl with bigger boobs in class, always, at every single point. I started developing boobs in grade 3. Like, when I was in grade 4, I was probably an A cup. I was an A cup in grade 4, and when we got to like junior high school, I bumped up to a C very quickly. Like, everything was going so quickly. I feel like I've had big boobs all my life. I've never been the one to get into a store and find a size that fits perfectly. All of them were really uncomfortable. The straps were so thin and so annoying. I hated, so I grew up with like this hate towards just boobs in general, because I didn't want to. I've never had a topless moment, you know, just like, oh my god, like, you know, I'm free, I can just go around, I can just wake up in the morning and pull a shirt over and just go. I've never been that girl. I had to have a bra, and I hated wearing bras because they hurt me, and my boobs just kept growing. And then obviously, if you are on this channel, you would have seen when I got my first Fenty bra. That video looks really shady, but it looks really bad. But around that time, I believe it's 2 years ago, when I got my first Fenty bra, that was the first time I was super excited about like bras, because that was the first time a bra fit me so perfectly. So I've just always wanted to, I still do, I've always wanted just smaller boobs. I just want peace. Growing up, like, it just got so painful because the bras, girls know this, if you have big boobs, bra is already so uncomfortable, and the boobs just pull down, and your back is like always hurting. Like 9 out of 10 times you're having a backache, like I am now. You kind of learn to live with it, so at some point it starts feeling like it's non-existent, but all the time you're in pain. I've never had a moment where I just wake up in the morning and I just feel good, like I just feel fine. So for me, this decision to now want to have surgery, to get surgery, is one that I made, I believe, when was it 2017? Was it when I first got into uni? Not because of, and I know some people might be thinking like, oh my god, it's peer pressure, it's Instagram. No. I've had Instagram for less than 3 years. Jesus Christ, I just wiped off my eyebrows. I've had Instagram for less than 3 years. There's a decision I made before social media, before all this like everybody's getting boob jobs kind of viral thing. It's not that. I've always wanted a breast reduction. People want to plump up. I want peace. I want to just go to like my C cup, which was when I first got into when I first got into high school, Form 1, right? So where I'm at now, I just want that peace. I miss just being able to breathe, basically. So I want to get a boob reduction done. I've been even doing research and stuff. I watched Mother of the Snacks video. She even got me even more convinced that, okay, like it's okay to do this. There's nothing wrong with getting a boob job. I know some people always think it's more of the cosmetic thing. Then honestly, when you get a reduction, obviously you want to leave your boobs all saggy and looking super crazy. So it's part and parcel of the whole operation. So I don't want anyone thinking that I was influenced or give peer pressure. I'm feeling pressure to now, I've always been happy, but I need to breathe, guys. I'm so over. My voice is literally disappearing at this point. I'm just so over feeling super stressed and in pain because I have migraines. I think it was in 2016 when I decided that once I get money, once I get that 160k, however much it costs, I'm getting this done, because I had migraines. So when I'd have like a headache, the veins like behind my neck would be pulling and my boobs are pulling in the opposite direction, and the pain, my back pain, is, when I tell you, it's insane. Like I'd have to just lay flat on the bed just to kind of get a hold of the situation. I don't even care like what anyone thinks why they think I want to do it. I am going to do it the minute I get the chance, because I just need to be happy again. I need my peace, people. It's not nice waking up in the morning with a backache every other day. It is not a good feeling. So every time people talk about like, oh, I wish I had bigger boobs, I get like, sometimes I get irritated, but sometimes it's just like I get where they're coming from. They've never had big boobs, so I get why they'd like to experience that. But in my case, it's like, I don't think you also understand what you want, because there is pain that comes with this. You're gonna get into a store and you're not gonna be able to buy a dress or do something because you don't have the right bra for something, or there's just a lot of emotions that you feel, especially if you've grown up with bigger boobs and you've just never had that chance to also wear a dress without a bra and just breathe. So for me, my mom knows this as well. She knows this. Like, I totally messed up my eyebrow, but I'll fix it. My mom knows this. I feel like at this point, I genuinely don't even care what anyone was going to think about me. Or Sandile did this, because this whole influencer thing. Yeah, please. I haven't talked about this. My family knows. I haven't talked about it for years. 4 years. And it'll be just like chill remarks. I'll just be chilling and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till I have small boobs. Oh, I can't wait. And other people don't get it. They really don't get it. Which is fine. Not everybody has to be in agreement with what you want to do, right? Which is the whole purpose of this video. To understand that not everyone has to be happy with the decisions you make and the things you want to do. But as far as uni goes, guys, that was my experience. Would I go through it again? Absolutely not. I'm very traumatized by the experience. My best friend is always saying like she's graduating, I think. The results come out actually today or something. She's graduating, so obviously now there's that feeling of people are now like 10 steps ahead of you and you won't be able to relate. That's the other thing about time, hey? It can grow people apart, but at the same time, like, because they'll be like, let's go out, let's do this. You're still a student. You got an exam. You don't have time. You got projects. Like, it's gonna be hard. I feel like this near future, I can sense. It's only gonna get more difficult. It's not getting any easier, and it's something I've made peace with. There's a month, I believe it's April, that I completely ghosted. I wasn't going to school. I wasn't, like, of course my classes are online, so I'd only go for one course, but I wasn't even doing that. I was just staying at home. I was studying at home. I just removed myself completely from like the whole of April, and I was sick. That's when also I got not diagnosed, I mean, I know I've always had it, but finally they caught it. I'm anemic, guys, so that was the time also I got, like, my doctor gave me pills. He's like, it was 3 months pills, 1 month 3 now, and I'm getting better. I no longer have my daily headaches. I no longer feel dizzy and out of breath. So it wasn't just school. It was like there was just so much going on, people passing away. It was just a very difficult month. April was just such a difficult month. But I would like to say that do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy, and please be careful when it comes to this course, selecting your career path. When I tell you university is expensive, there is really no going back. It's not a joke. It's not a joke, and it's hard when you see people progress, people that you started with. It's not nice. It's not a nice feeling. It's like, yeah, I'm happy for you, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, that means nothing's going on in my life, you know? So you're happy, but you're not. You're happy for them, but you're not happy. You are not happy because your life's not going great. And I feel like the sad part about it is they don't understand it. They can't, because they're not in your position. So Bonnie, they'd be like, oh, in the school, let's celebrate closing day. My headspace that day, somewhere else completely. I was feeling so stressed, and she's telling me to come and party and celebrate graduation, and I'm not graduating. So it's like, should I be there for her but also suffer in silence? No. So I decided I'm not going at all. I didn't go. So guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. I just feel like my entire life now is, I've been pulled back. All my hard work, all my sleepless nights went to waste. That's how I feel every day. I feel like my life is wasted. I feel like a complete failure. It took so much for me to come to peace with that, which is also why I haven't been that consistent with YouTube. They always tell me, like, go and get therapy helps. You know, being a good friend that she is, I just feel like, is that person going to understand? I mean, talking to a stranger might make me feel better, but in the sense that I'm speaking and I'm getting it off my chest, but it's not really gonna make me feel good about myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. We've come to the end of the video. This is the full look that I came up with off camera. I do appreciate each and every single one of you for tuning in. I really do appreciate every single one of you. I hope that this little chit chat, somewhat get ready with me, has been somewhat helpful. And at the very least a form of entertainment. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, guys. I will try to be more consistent. It's really difficult, but I will try to be more consistent, and I'll see you guys in my next one.